So thank you for joining. This is quite a nice cohort to start with, and it's a good number, so I don't feel the pressure, as it were. So the reason why I wanted to start BoldDFI was something I've learned through my journey and seeing a lot of female talent across industries, which includes the corporate world, the construction, the engineering world, and also the M&A side of things. For me, the bold decisions and something which is led by action is where you can make real change. And what I always speak about is the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not by more planning. It is actually, yes, planning is a part of it, but taking action is an integral part, because I see a lot of young women within our industry and across the board who are brilliant. They have got clear vision, they have got detailed goals, impeccable work ethic, but when it comes to asking for a promotion, starting a business, or taking calculated risks, they freeze. As someone who came into the country 20 years ago with nothing but a scholarship and bank loans, and now I employ tens of people, I felt like it's not just the talent and hard work that sets us apart. There are some things which we need as a framework to add to the boldness, and I will discuss what that is in the next few slides. So if we are here, and a lot of the young women I've been working with will always tell me something, that I have a big vision, but I'm not getting anywhere, I can't act on it. The second one is where I was at, which is I've done the goal setting, I had plans, but the only word I could describe is I was stuck. And if you ask my husband and my business partner, that is the word I used to constantly repeat quite a few years ago. Sometimes I've seen women who would be, you know what you should do, but you have a fear of, and this I see a lot across the board actually. People are not taking action because they are fearful of what other people will say. You're ambitious, you are capable, you're successful, but you still don't know where you want to be. And that's the confusion. Then you're doing things which are not leading you to the vision where you want to be. So why me? And this is probably the most awkward slide for me to discuss. So I came to UK a couple of decades ago. I'm an engineer by profession. I have done my master's in brand management in UK, and then worked through various different areas in retail and worked myself up to a leadership board for a massive retailer. Worked with a company called Godiva. I was on the global team, and then moved on to M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, buying businesses, and I have a track record of delivering 28 plus deals is what you would call it, or transactions. I have won some awards in the industry, as well as I host a podcast. Now, I have given you a brief of where I am, and I just wanted to run you through my journey. So this is me with my mum before I left for UK, and quite literally to discuss, I come from middle class family in India, and middle class in India is very different to middle class in UK. I found that out later. So resources were not that many. If you meet that girl today, if I meet that girl today, I was not an extraordinary person. I was doing well in studies, okay, but I did go on to win one of the scholarships which helped me fund my master's in UK. Millions of people apply for that scholarship, and they pick only 50 people. Now, why I'm telling you this is not because, oh, look at me, how amazing, but it's because I was not extraordinary. I was a very ordinary person, and I still would say that I am still that ordinary girl. But I have done certain things at that time, invariably without realizing, and now very consciously, which help me stand out a lot more. And the more I work with people in the industry and women, I figure out like I would love to share that with a lot more people, because the formula is very, very easy and you can really adapt it into your day-to-day life. The photo on the right is where I signed the deal and bought the business which I run right now, which is FHP, which is an MEP consultancy, and we are based across UK and work on some incredible projects. So these are some landmark milestones. Each one of these photos is where I have applied the formula. Times when I didn't know I was applying it, and then there are times when I knew exactly what I was doing and it was calculated. So what is this formula? So I have seen that success formula, if you go on Google right now, it will tell you success is vision plus goals multiplied by consistency. And most of the time it works, but that's what I was alluding to at the beginning of this talk. A lot of the times I see a lot of people really honing down on it. Hey, but I show with a vision, I've got my goals, I'm consistently doing it, but I'm not getting anywhere. And why is that? So through my experiences, I've realized there is something called as a bold factor, which is what is the missing multiplier, and which is what actually catapults you from just the day-to-day grind to actually getting really big leaps in your success. And the way I describe is risk appetite plus experimentation minus the failure sensitivity. Now, what is risk appetite? It is basically before your decision, you are trying to figure out what is the uncertainty in this situation that I am in, and am I still happy to take that step? So you're stepping into uncertainty, and how okay are you with that? Then experimentation is, I always, if you speak to any of the team members I work with or the mentees or the women I speak to, the one thing I always say is be a scientist. Don't hang your result onto what you're doing. Figure it out. I'm going to try this. I'm going to figure it out. If it doesn't work, I can pull myself back. So be quick at failing, quick at learning. And if it's successful, it's brilliant, obviously. And then you know that you have taken the step in the right direction. And then the last one is, which is the one which reduces your bold factor, is failure sensitivity, which is the fear of outcome. So when I mentor people who are struggling with confidence, I don't just tell them, go be bold and achieve this. But it is a very systematic approach of improving the bold factor and taking those calculated risks. We work on taking small measured risks. We create a safe environment to experiment. We reduce the sensitivity for failure by reframing setbacks as data points. So, okay, this didn't work out. What didn't it work out? What didn't work out? Have we got feedback on it? And how can we improve for the next time? So it is an experiment rather than the outcome was negative. So that's it, life over. And then something magical happens generally, because the meeting they were terrified to request for, because it becomes something as a second nature. They have not only asked for it, but they have thoroughly prepared for it the next time. This transformation from being paralyzed to being empowered is why literally I kind of developed this formula. It is when I see young women hesitate despite of being brilliant at vision and planning. I mean, people I've seen would write an amazing business plan that would impress any serious investor, but they're still not able to tell their story, and I recognize myself in that fear. I mean, I'm here today, and I was speaking to Kirsty before this. It's literally butterflies in my stomach, but taking that leap of faith and delivering and then taking it as a data point to learn from it. So breaking down this boldness into manageable steps, one experiment at a time, one calculated risk at a time, one uncomfortable conversation at a time is what moves the needle. And I want this to be available for everyone. And this is based on research as well. So I've listed down quite a few of the people and the books you might have read for delivering that. So how I was hoping BoldDFI would work is there is an assessment you can take on the website. It's completely free. It's available for everyone. There is an accountability community which gives the consistency. So you can get the vision and goals through the life assessment. You can get the accountability and community through consistency. And then we have got, if people are looking for really improving their bold factor on a one-on-one basis, then I can work with them on a more personal basis to identify problems they're having and working towards goals. So on the assessment, we have got 6 stages of assessment. There is the foundation assessment, then you have got the life survey, which includes 20 areas, priority focus areas, where from the life survey you figure out what are the focus areas you're going to be aiming for. A blueprint, so a vision blueprint, which is using the same areas of your life surveys of figuring out where you're at this given point, and then working out what is the vision for those areas. So where am I at right now? What are my focus points for me being here right now? Right now, as I feel, what should I be focusing on? Then you're looking at what is my vision, where I need to go. So you're looking at that. And then from your vision, what do I think should be my priorities? And then you do an alignment of your focus areas of how you feel right now focuses, your vision focuses, and then you come with an action plan for those final points. Because where I've seen in the past, the gap is people are in the present and working on the focus areas here, but they have a different vision. And their vision focus areas should be different, and there is a gap. So you're pedaling away with the day-to-day of today and not working on the vision, and then getting frustrated. Why am I not getting my goals? So giving clarity to yourself, some time to deliver this assessment, which is available for everyone. The first one, which is the foundation assessment, which is a mindset of where am I today and what are the pillars and how am I going to work on. So I've realized that a lot of the times when you go into mentoring, if you don't have a clear idea of what I'm going to do and what I bring to the party, you don't get the results because you're not in a clear mind frame. So these are the 4 things which you commit to before you even start with the assessment. The 20 areas that I've focused on: health and well-being, relationship and social connections, work and productivity, and lifestyle and growth. I feel when you're looking at your growth, you need to look at all the areas in conjunction, rather than if you're just working at career in one direction, but your personal life is not in the right way, it is going to impact. So you can't bring yourself in a silo. It has to be looking at a whole holistic picture. As I mentioned earlier, the 3 steps are creating a focus area for where you are today, realizing what your vision is going forward, how are you aligning your important vision points with your existing focus areas, and creating a plan and a commitment, and then creating an accountability partner to make sure that you have said that I am going to do 5 minutes of meditation every day, and you deliver that. And I have seen that the results are far better when you have someone you're accountable to. I was speaking earlier with Kirsty actually before everyone joined. We are very good at breaking promises to ourselves. We are very good at showing up for our friends and family and our colleagues and team members. You will move heaven and earth to deliver on those promises. Oh no, I have this deadline. I have to do this. To hell with my 5 minutes of meditation. But even those small things which you promise to yourself are important, because your body listens to it, that actually I am important. Where I said I'm going to deliver, you are showing up for yourself. So find an accountability partner once you have set your goals. Accountability partner, and start taking small steps. Don't scare yourself with I'm going to do an hour of yoga or an hour of walk. Start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. As if your social connection is low, it could be a phone call to a friend who you haven't phoned for months, just reaching out. It's small steps and just taking time on doing your audits. I know that a lot of people have come back to me with after having done audits. One of them is, I have been growing my business, but when I did the audit, I realized I have done nothing for fun or my hobbies. I have completely put that on the side because I have been growing a business. I have started a new job, so everything has taken on. I for one, when I started transition from corporate life into the world of M&A, that was one of the big jumps for me. So I had to go all in, but I realized I have stopped having fun. So one of the parts here is of hobbies and recreation as well. So it just brings elements of your life in front of you. So when you're doing the assessment, make sure you're honest to yourself, not to anyone else, to yourself. At the end of it, gives yourself some time to do the report. It will take a bit of time, but this is the kind of report one gets at the end of this assessment, and it will give you a bold plan. Finding an accountability partner is quite key on the back of it, so you deliver on what you said you're going to deliver for yourself, for no one else. So these are some of the people who have been working with me, and I just wanted to share a few testimonials because I was on a call yesterday with someone I've been mentoring, and we were looking at something. She is started her own business, great at what she's doing, but she was focused so much on one single project. And when I was working with her, I'm like, yeah, but you're looking at more strategic, right? So it enabled her to take a step back, reflect on what I was trying to say, and said, do you know what? Actually, one of my clients was saying the same thing, and I completely blanked the client out. And now when you say that, I see what you're trying to do. So the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is that these are slow, steady, delivering on the goals every day and working on the bold factor with every single decision that matters, and that has resulted in some promotions, moving jobs, clarity of how I'm going to deliver the next year and what I'm going to focus on, and not feeling overwhelmed in day to day as well. So what I would urge you all to do is take the free assessment. There is a personalized report. On the back of the report, the way I have set it up as well is every day, once you do the assessment, you will get an email with how you can improve the score for each of the elements, each of the buckets, which we have spoken about in personal health and well-being, in connections and relationships, in your lifestyle and growth and impact, social impact. So the reason why I've done that, most of it is from my personal experience as well, and from what I have seen that works for other people. It is not been on ChatGPT, so most of it is on what I have seen works. If there are other things which work for you, open for feedback. There is an accountability group which I'm trying to put together, which we have started this week. So if you feel like you have no one you can partner with personally within your network, you can join the accountability group. And if you need certain help, then do let me know, and we can have a one-to-one consultation as well. That's it from my end. Thank you so much for joining.